All right. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Katie, and I am a mom of 2 kids. We live here in Madison County, and we do marketing. I do marketing.
Okay. Talk about your background before you opened Front Porch Marketing.
So before I opened Front Porch, I was a marketing manager for a couple of different agencies that are nationwide marketing agencies. So one of them is a custom home builder agency, and the other is in roofing. So that kind of like blue collar service industry. And then I was also a marketing manager for an HVAC company. And so I have a lot of experience in that service industry marketing. And so that's what I did for the last 10 years. And then I started kind of doing like on the side a little moonlighting, and I did marketing for some friends when we lived in Griffin. And it kind of grew and grew. And so then a year ago, actually, this month is when I opened officially Front Porch Marketing. So.
All right. So how has marketing changed in the last 10 years, just since you've been in that industry? How has it evolved?
That's a great question. Social media has changed a ton, and the way that people use it. So before, social media management was a little bit of you post whatever you want, you tag a friend, it was kind of simple. Now there's so much more strategy that goes into it, because if you think about it, when people are scrolling on their phones, you have to have good content for somebody to look and for somebody to be genuinely interested, especially as a business owner. Service area or service businesses have a different demographic than an e-commerce company. And so the social media strategy has changed immensely over the last 10 years. Google ads have gotten tenfold more expensive, and Facebook ads have stopped working as well for non-e-commerce businesses as well. So it's definitely getting harder, but that's the fun challenge that I like. For each one of my clients, I get really strategic and I get to know them really well, and I can say, okay, your client is gonna need this, so we're gonna kind of go this way, and somebody may need something totally different. So my experience allows me to kind of compile all that together and make a good plan for them.
It sounds like it's probably also let you learn a lot of information about a lot of different industries.
Yes.
If you're serving clients that are all very different, your traditional service industry client is going to look very different from your financial industry client or your food service industry clients. So
I have learned so much. It's so funny because I started working with the HVAC company when I first got married, so it's been a while. That was about 10 years ago, and I didn't know a thing about heating and air. And then here I am learning about it, and I was making YouTube videos on how to change your air filter and what to expect. And it's so funny how I've learned so much from that. And then roofing and the different types of roofs and custom homes and all the different, real estate. I have real estate agents that I work with. So I've learned a lot about different industries doing this, and it's been really cool. It's making me a little more well-rounded, I would say.
That's exactly the word that was coming to my mind. Wow, that is creating a really well-rounded person, just because you have to be so diverse. Yeah. So talk to me about your clients. They come to you and they already have an existing marketing strategy, or sometimes they don't have a marketing strategy at all of a sudden.
So I have a range. I have a couple clients that are more established in marketing and they know what they want, and then we have more of a collaboration where I say, well, this is what my experience has taught me, this is what I recommend, and they say, well, I like this and that, and we kind of mesh it together. Then I have some clients that don't have a website, they don't have anything but a Facebook page with 10 followers, and so I go to them and say, well, let's start with a website, then we're going to work on Google Business Profile, and then we'll start to post and kind of build from there. So the way that I've worked with businesses of all sizes also has helped. I have, super small businesses, like I said, that have never had a website, to multi-million-dollar businesses that have a full marketing campaign already going, that I'm kind of just taking over at a more affordable rate, and also at like a more peer-to-peer level, just being genuine and honest and talking with them, and not being one of those larger agencies where they have 50 people working on their account. It's just me. So that's also the kind of clients I work with.
A benefit to just have that more personal relationship.
Yes, and that's really why I started Front Porch Marketing. after working in these big nationwide agencies, I got to meet so many fantastic business owners across the country. And they all were very similar, and they all had similar struggles. And so I thought about it, I prayed about it, I talked to my husband, and I said, I just think it's time that, you know, we just jump out the window basically and just try it and see what happens. We have been in Madison County for 3 years when I opened. We knew that this is where we wanted to plant roots and grow our family. And so I said, all right, let's do it. But the reason that I did it is because of these small business owners, that these larger agencies are getting on Zoom calls once a month with 10 different people, and then the turnover is so high. The next month they may have a different account manager, and the next month they'll have a different Facebook ads manager. And so when it's just me, I can say, hey, I can pop over to your office and we'll sit down, or we'll meet at Starbucks. I've met people wherever, you know. I sit down with my laptop. It's very nonchalant. It's just like me and you talking. And I say, all right, this is what I'm seeing. And this is not working, and this is working. And so that's why I opened it, to just be able to be an attainable marketing voice for the small businesses around here.
Yeah, and I think that because of the way the algorithm changes, and because of the way, you know, Meta works, and the way the marks that you need to be hitting are constantly changing, is very intimidating to a small business owner. They don't know where to start. They may know that what they're doing isn't working, or they may think that it is working, but it's about to get too big for them to manage. They don't really want to take on a person that they're going to have to pay an entire salary for.
Exactly.
It's an expensive thing to hire a whole new person to add to your team. But having do you offer like a la carte services and things like that?
Yes. So most of the time it's going to be a package. And it's funny, when I started out a year ago, I had these 3 tiers, and I said, these are the 3 tiers. And then it was like every single client that I started working with needed something so different that I said, you know what, as part of who I am, and as part of being my own boss and a business owner, I can make them custom packages. So let's do it. So it's all very willy-nilly. As long as it matches what they need, then that's what we go with. So yeah, I do have a la carte as well. But it's kind of like, yes, social media, if you think about it, it can be, or web design or whatever. You say, oh, I can just put that into AI, and it's not that hard. But there's so much more strategy to it, and there's so much more nuances for each business, that it's better for someone to just say, hey, I'm going to trust Front Porch Marketing with this and not worry about it. That way I can do good with, you know, my business doing XYZ. And we partner with it together that way.
Yeah. So what I hear from, or what it leads me to think with a lot of our business support services, like marketing, accounting, bookkeeping, those types of industries, is you're really coming in to do these things that maybe that business owner is not equipped. They're not gifted. They don't have those talents in those areas. They don't
have the time.
Or the desire. Yes. You know, they know they need to be doing marketing. They know that it's going to produce an ROI, but they're not passionate about it.
Yeah.
Their heart's not in it. They'd rather be, you know, doing the true function of the business.
Right.
And that's where you can come in and have a lift and help out. And then they'll see their business grow and develop.
It's always really fun too when somebody reaches out and they're like, oh my gosh, I had somebody come up to me at the cafe this week and say, I saw this post on Facebook that you did. It looks so great. And as the business owner, they don't have to say, oh, well, I'm not posting that. Like, they get the credit for, you know, their presence on social media or their website, or, you know, their ads that they're running or whatever. So it's been fun to see businesses see that hype grow in their community too.
Yeah. And you mentioned AI. I think that, you know, AI to me is still in such an early stage where it's really kind of obvious when something was created by AI. It still has a lot of tells to it. And so you feel a little duped, you know, whenever you see something that is very obviously AI. So knowing that there's a real person that has a true imagination and is a visionary creating these things is a lot more meaningful. And we live in a community too where people want to see authenticity.
Yes.
And they want to, and I know that Madison County is not the only market that you serve, but I know a lot of, on our own social media with the chamber, they want to see authentic content.
Yes. And faces.
That's right. They want to see
familiar
faces.
Everyone wants to see faces. Yes. And, I do use AI in multiple parts of what I do, but that's the difference, is that it's not, I have the strategy and I have the creativity and the experience to go behind it to be able to build what I need to with it. And so it's kind of like a team member. I keep seeing these reels
That's exactly right.
That are like, well, who's your team? And it says me, my husband, and AI, and it's funny because I laugh about that because my husband is very supportive and does help me along the way too. But it really is just kind of me and my computer, grinding it out and figuring out what's best for each customer. But like you said, I do serve other areas, but they're all small areas, like rural areas. I'm from a rural area, and that's what I'm familiar with. That's what I'm comfortable with. And so being able to connect with people, like-minded people, is what's good with it.
Yeah. And you understand, you have the ability to understand the people that are out here absorbing the content or seeing the ads or seeing the websites, and you sort of know what they expect because you expect the same thing as a consumer.
Exactly. Yes. And it has changed. Like I said earlier, it's changed a lot over the years. So it's a lot more, you got to be a lot more creative with it, but that makes it more fun.
Yeah, and it's a competitive space. You're competing for people's attention, and we all have very short attention spans.
They get shorter every day.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
We see our analytics on our videos that we post for the chamber, and some of them will average 3 seconds being watched. That's really disheartening because if a video only gets 3 seconds of someone's attention and we didn't give away $1 million in the first 3 seconds,
they're gone.
Bye.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you put the effort into it to make it and think about the content behind it and all that. Yeah. It's a lot. It's hard. And there are times that happens, with me and my clients. That's just the truth of the game. And so it's like, okay, this did not work. I have a real estate company that I work with, and we were doing certain posts every Tuesday, like a home tip Tuesday. And those posts were doing really good at first. And then like 2 months in, it was like nobody looked at them. And so now we're making them into reels and we're changing it up, and they're gaining traction again,
It's so evolutionary.
Yes.
It is a moving target. And because now you have worked through that with that client, when you start to see it trending that way with another client, you can get ahead of that and don't have to go through that lull.
Right.
That's another advantage I can imagine of having someone do marketing management, is allowing your expertise and knowledge from other experiences to really kind of help your current clients get ahead of trends and things like that.
And I do have some that are in similar markets as far as what they offer, but they're in other areas. So I can say, oh, well, this custom builder here and this custom builder here are, having similar issues. How can we fix this when there's, they're not competing against each other? Because that's also something I don't want to have, competing clients. That would make no sense.
That's exactly
I'd be working against myself. So.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right. So talk to me about, what do you do when you are not working on a marketing strategy for one of your clients? What do you do to unwind and have fun and in your personal time?
So we like where we are in Madison County because we can go 15 minutes to be in Athens. We can go hang out with friends that live in Franklin County and go to that like Royston area, or we can go to Commerce. So I have a husband and 2 kids. They're 6 and 2. And so we like to go out to eat. We like to go listen to live music. We'll go to like parks and things like that. And then we also are active at Athens Church Beechwood location. So every week we're there and we love it. Our kids love it. And that's also another thing that I do outside of working. And I have just gotten bitten by the pickleball bug. And so I'm picking up on that. And I'm having a lot of fun doing that. That's kind of like my hobby as just me. And it's been really fun to find something that's not like mom or, wife time or work time. It's like, this is Katie playing pickleball. So.
Oh yeah. Now I have not picked up the pickleball, but I hear so many people just really love it. And
it's fun.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So how do your clients get in touch with you? How do they reach out to you just to have those initial conversations to see if you might be a right fit for them?
So the best way is probably going to be email or phone. And so you can find that information on my website, which is meetmeontheporch.com. And I usually will do a quick little consultation call to just kind of see if we're a fit for each other, if I can help them. And if not, I have other people that I can refer them to, or I can give them a quick little, hey, this is what I'd recommend. But most of the time, it's been a good fit, right? So then I say, well, let me create some packages. I'll create 3 different options based off of their needs and their concerns and their goals. And then we go, okay, here's what we have. And then they'll say, oh, this package B looks great. So then we meet again, we get all the data. There's a little bit of homework, because I want to know everything about their business. I want all the pictures, all the logos, all the videos, so that I have everything I need to really create the website or the ads or the social posts. So
wonderful. So they'll reach out to you through the website for that initial consultation, conversation.
The front porch chat, if you will.
Yes. Well, Katie, we have really enjoyed having you in today, and we have really enjoyed having you as part of our chamber. We love that we have a member who serves in this space and is able to help businesses achieve their goals.
Yeah.
And so we thank you so much for coming in, and
Thanks.
Thank you.